Well, hi everyone. Thank you very much for watching or listening. Liam Hartery here with another episode of Presenting Champions for the fans around the world. We've got a very special guest today. Very excited for this one. Heavyweight bare knuckle fighter Frank Tate, also known as Frank Mansion, former MMA
Really?
fighter as well, I believe. Used to compete in MMA before switching over to bare knuckle boxing. Just coming off a massive win over Joey Beltran, known as the Mexicutioner, who was formerly bare knuckle heavyweight world champion, also an ex-UFC competitor, very high level fighter, but Frank got him out of there, out cold. So today we're going to be talking about Frank's life, his career, his fighting career, his biggest wins so far, as well as what's yet to come in the future, because I know there's some big fights going to be coming up as well. But the first thing I like to say, champ, just to everyone I have on the show, just a big thank you for coming on, man. Thank you for taking time out of your afternoon or evening to make the time for this. I appreciate that. All right then. So getting into it, Joey Beltran. You're coming off a very big win against him, knocked him out cold, got him out of there, pretty much dominated the fight. It was in all the headlines, all the fight news, everywhere. I think pretty much the whole world saw that one. So talk to us a little bit about the fight in terms of anything you'd like to share from the build up to the fight, what you thought of your performance, and obviously what went through your mind when you finished him off. Let's hear about the fight in your own words, please.
The fight in my own words, to me, you know, it's just a fight. That's all it is. We should show respect to whether you win or lose. You know, um, you know, I think you learn more from a loss than you do a win. You know, you learn everything about the people that's behind you and the people that's around you with a loss. You know, um, the way I think he got put out was bad on him, because he was talking a lot of trash. I mean, a lot of trash for whatever reason. I don't know. You know, I guess he thought I was some crap or something. And I couldn't fight. I can't fight. I just have to learn the promotion and how to deal with the people around them before I go to showing my real skills.
Yeah, yeah, I feel you on that. And you sure did, show him what you're made of. And it's a funny thing with the trash talk. I don't know about that. I mean, I interviewed Joey on this show, maybe a year, maybe 18 months ago when he was still champ. And he seemed like a great guy, he seemed real down to earth, real respectful. So the trash talk, I don't know. But, you let your hands do the talking. And, that's where it counts at the end of the day. When you did knock him out, and when he hit the canvas and that all went down, people talk about the physical side of the fight, but from your side of it, what sort of went through your mind in that moment, when you realize you won, and you realize you won big like that, over an ex-champion? What goes through your mind in a moment like that?
Um, when they told me I was going to fight him, that's when I realized I could win. It wasn't the knockout. I don't like knockouts. You know, I like to really show my skill, and I hadn't really been able to show my skill. You know, um, didn't anything go to my through my mind other than I hope he's not hurt. Because he wasn't moving. Regardless of win or lose or talking trash, I don't want to hurt nobody in the ring. I don't want to hurt nobody. Period. I just wanted to know, was he okay? You know.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, and and he was, and I got to say, champ, I got a lot of respect for that as well. And that's something that I really like and admire and respect about you personally is, the respect that you show your opponents, and the respect that you show the fight game itself, if you get where I'm coming from with that, because you're a respectful guy, and that goes a long way. That's the way the fight game should be. And obviously it's a better role model for all the young folks out there
Exactly.
watching coming up as well. I believe in that. I don't think the trash talking is a good a good sort of thing for them. You know what I mean? So,
Exactly.
and I don't even watch fights for that anyway. You know, I mean, I'm not going to watch a fight just because two guys hate each other or not, man. I'm just going to watch a fight because it's going to be a good fight, you know, and for that reason alone. So, you know, my personal view on trash talking is it's not that great for the sport. So that's not even a question, man. That's just me saying from over here that I admire, you know, the way you carry yourself, and you know, I got respect for that. But anyway, moving on then. So we talk about a few of your other bare knuckle wins, looking backward just for a moment, and then we'll look to the future in a minute as well. But obviously, you know, your fight with Josh Burns was another big win, another great win. You know, I remember that watching him sort of coming through the ranks. I also had him on this show as well, not so long ago last year. You know, and he was knocking everybody out. He was, you know, just demolishing the scene. He was also coming over here to the UK a few years ago and fighting all of our best guys. You know, he didn't beat all of them, but he went toe to toe. But I interviewed him after his fight with you, and his face was all, you know, cut up and everything like that. But he had a lot of respect for you, you know. So again, you know, your memories from that fight. I don't have the question about, you know, this particular round or this particular part of the fight, but just in your own words, you know, you were the one who was there, not me. I watched the fight, obviously, but I wasn't there. So in your own words, what do you remember positively about that one, and what would you like to share with the fans about that win, please?
I like Josh Burns. Josh Burns, I think he's a good guy. But with that fight, he came into that fight as if he had already won. You know, and you know, I guess and a lot of the people from the promotion side of it, they told him he could do this and do that to me. You know, so that's how I looked at it. You know, you'll never come in a fight as if you done already won.
Yeah. Yeah, never do that. Never do that. I mean, the same thing. You know, I had him on here, and I will say, Josh, if you watch this, absolute respect to the Hammer and Joey as well. Respect to anybody who competes in bare knuckle in particular, or any fight sport, because it's, you know, it's a very very tough game. But yeah, you know, when you two were matched up, I remember basically some people wrote you off. I mean, you seemed like a bit of an underdog. Some people who really know the fight game well, you know, maybe they're in the game, were saying about you that, you know, they thought you were going to win that fight. I heard that from a few people, but not from, you know, casual fans, you know, from people who really know the game. I was one of those people. I thought, you know what, I really think you could take this one. You know, it's could have gone either way because it's bare knuckle boxing, but on the build up to the fight, I still thought, you know, I think you can take this one, and that's no disrespect to Josh. You know, when you did that in decisive fashion. So talking about a couple of other fights here as well, because we're sort of going backwards in time a little bit, and then we'll come back forwards in time, if you get what I mean. But you've had some great fights in there as well. Obviously, the Dillian Klecker fight as well, I think was um, another good one to mention here, and just to give a little shout out to, I believe that was your debut in the bare knuckle game. Share with us a few memories of this, because obviously this was the first time I believe that you'd switched over from MMA to this. So I'd like to talk a little bit about what actually inspired you as well to switch, you know, into bare knuckle boxing. Very very tough sport, pretty much the toughest fight sport in the world. And again, no disrespect, MMA, boxing, they're all tough in different ways. But bare knuckle is bone against bone, very brutal. So, what inspired you to actually start, you know, join the bare knuckle journey that you're on? If we go back to that time.
I've been doing better now. I've been fighting since I was shit. I mean, since I was damn two. You know, so it's no difference than me. I grew up in one of the toughest neighborhoods in Alabama. So, you know, bare knuckle is like some cupcake stuff to compared to the things that I've been through. Bare knuckle is nothing compared to the stuff I've been through. You know, so um, not taking nothing away from bare knuckle, but it's different when you growing up in one of the toughest neighborhoods and then you getting in the ring where it's orchestrated. So, it's different.
Yeah, yeah, I feel you on that, you know. And again, it's something I've noticed coming into your fights is, you know, you seem very calm, and then, you know, but then there's calm, and then there's calm. You know what I mean? It's like, and I'm talking with you. It's like it's difficult to put it into words, but basically what you're saying about like your upbringing and that, it makes total sense because when you see you know, coming in for the fights, and in fact, I remember an interview you gave. I think it was after the Josh Burns fight, where a lady was interviewing you. She said, "Oh, how do you handle the pressure of fighting?" And you just said something like, you know, there's more pressure in like everyday life, you know, in normal stuff, and fighting is the easy thing, you know, or you know, words to that effect. And I just thought, wow, man, you know, this guy's just game as anything, and it makes sense totally what you're saying. So I think the fans would love to hear about this, even though we've gone way back in time. Growing up, I mean, this is just sort of fighting on the street every day, or you know, what type of thing, man? Give us just one or two stories. I don't want you to go into anything too personal, but just one or two stories from back, you know, coming out of the toughest neighborhood, how you made it out of there, you know, to be a very successful fighter that you are now. Where did you get that mentality from? You know, that you were gonna make it and you were gonna do something big. You get where I'm coming from with that?
Like I said, I always hung around the older cats, the older
Yeah,
guys, and they literally made me tough. And my dad was tough, you know. Um, so I'm the type of person that I pay attention. I don't say anything. I pay attention. Right is right, wrong is wrong. A lot of people think wrong is right and right is wrong. I think wrong is wrong and right is right. So I always had that mentality, and I'm gonna keep that mentality. That's what makes you tougher. Family also makes you tougher. You know, if you one of the black sheep members, like I am, yeah, they make you extra tough.
yeah.
So
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes total sense. And it's something that, you know, I like to touch on with some of these interviews because I feel sometimes that the mental side of fighting, obviously it's a physical thing that goes on, but there's a strong mental aspect to it, you know, and you can sometimes see when two fellas come together ready for the fight, you can sometimes tell who's going to win, you
mhm.
know, at that point in time. And it's not always the fittest guy, and it's not always the most experienced guy. It's just a guy with that strength. You know, they got that something, and you know, you can just tell. And obviously, you've got to be fit, you've got to be strong, got to have all this other stuff. But you know, so many times they come together, and I can just tell. And you know, and with yourself, you know, when you come together with guys, opponents, I've had that feeling a couple of times that just the will is, you know, the will to win is there. So it's really good to touch on, you know, where that come from, basically, you know. So we've talked about looking back a little bit. It's, you know, a few of your fights before Dylan Klecker. Obviously you had the Teddy Webster fight as well. I think you were supposed to fight Zach Kalmas, that fell through. So you know, there's been some good fights over there as well. um Looking forward, you know, a little bit to the future, as you know, as because I think especially after this win over Joey, there's going to be some very big fights out there. There's going to be some guys probably don't want to fight you, but there's going to be a lot of guys who really do want to get in there and give that a go, you know, as well. So, are there particular people that you're targeting, you know, that you're going after to fight them, or are you one of those people where you know you don't care whoever they put in front of you? You know, you're just going to go toe to toe. What are your thoughts on like what's coming next?
no, I care now. I didn't care my last fight because they did me dirty. I knocked out the number three person. He was going to get a title shot, but I didn't get nothing a whole year. So they
Right.
booked this fight as if I hadn't been training for the number one person. Now he was going to get another shot at the belt if he had won, but he didn't win. I done knocked out the number two and the number three person, and both of them were going to get a shot for the belt next if they beat me. Nobody's talking about a belt shot for me. Nobody. That don't sound right to me. You know, I wasn't ranked. Now I'm ranked. I'm ranked number 3 or 4, but that's still bullshit to me. And you know, I don't care about ranking, but like I say, right is right, wrong is wrong. They've been wronging me, and everybody know it. You know, and everybody see it. I'm the person that if you go against me, if people go against me negatively, you're going to see the true person that I am, and that gives me so much motivation, so much to to get in that gym, bust my butt, regardless of how long my days are or how long my nights are. I'm gonna find a way to be successful and overcome everything that these negative people take me through.
Yeah. Well, that's a powerful message, and I agree, 110%. I'm just going to put that out there that yeah, you and getting a title shot, it's very well deserved, and I think there should be a lot more talk about that. I'm not just saying that because you're on here. Like I'm really feeling that the guys that you beat, the way in which you beat them decisively, and they're good guys. Like I was saying, I got a lot of respect for them. But the way you've beaten them decisively, I definitely think it's in for a title shot. I mean, even if they wanted to do some type of eliminator or something like that, is the only other thing I'd say maybe that's okay. But really, a title shot should be on the cards at this stage. So fingers crossed. As we say, that it will be soon. And I know that myself and fight fans all over, over here in the UK, over there in the States, everywhere, we're all hoping for that. Because it would be an amazing fight. I mean, even if you jumped in right now, with the champion with Adams, I think you two would match up real well. And again, no disrespect to him. I think you'd win that. There's a few technical reasons. I'm just saying, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But touch wood, that'll happen. Another thing to touch on here is as well is BKFC is obviously going a little bit more international now. They've been doing shows in different parts of the States, but we're hearing that they're going to be coming over here to the UK in July. Apparently, there's a lot of talk about a London show that's going to be happening. So you never know. You could be fighting over here as well, and that would be awesome to be honest. To see you fighting around the world, getting some international fights in. That would be something that I think a lot of fans over here would like to see, and also a lot of fans over here who maybe they've heard of you a little bit or they haven't heard of you. It'd be a whole new audience that would love your style. 110%, man. Because with the fight game. Well, I'm sorry.
I
Yeah.
said exactly.
Yeah. So, that's something I think as well. That's very exciting for the future because we love the fight game over here. We're crazy about it. Bare knuckle boxing as well. It's been legal. It's been legal over here a little bit longer than in the States. So even though I think you guys with BKFC, you've taken it to a bigger level. Actually around the world, to be honest. But it was legal here, so we absolutely love the sport. So I think if you were to come over here personally, you get a very warm welcome as well. I know that for a fact. So yeah. So last couple of things then to talk about. Just maybe one or two more things, small things to talk about. You've talked about the past. We've talked about the future. I do have to ask, even though we're looking at the future plans. Out of your fights so far for BKFC, particularly, which one of them has been the toughest? Now, I know you said earlier that, it's just a fight and it's just, and all that sort of thing, but I have to ask this because this one, the fans, it's like a fan favorite question. You understand, every interview I do, they always want to know who was the toughest fight, and that's one of my most popular questions. So even though you pretty much shrugged it off and like, oh man, it's only bare knuckle, don't worry. Still, out of the ones you've had so far, which one of them was the toughest? Whether it's technically, whether it's who hits the hardest, anything at all, that stands out to you.
Uh, Teddy Webster was the toughest. You know, Dylan Klecker was the, I guess he was the hardest hitter, but I get hit like that all the time. You know,
Yeah.
I always get hit like he hit. You know, so you know, like I said, man, I just look at it as nothing. I love it. You know, I don't look at nobody as really being tougher, or hitting hard. I just go in and roll with my punchline.
Yeah. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. And pretty much, the last thing that I really want to ask you here as well, which I was touching on just now, is your fans around the world, whether it's in the States, watching this, whether it's over here in the UK, Europe, watching this, listening to this, people that support you, people take the time to, send you messages, wish you good luck, all this, that, and the other. And obviously, the sport itself would be nothing without people like that, supporting fighters and giving them that positive energy. So I just want to give them a quick shout out. What would be some words, that you'd say to your fans and your supporters, all around the world, the positive people?
You know, I want to thank God for everybody that support me. I want to thank God for everybody who don't support me, and everybody be blessed. You know, I love them. You know, that's me.
Amazing, amazing. Well, champ, I just want to say, thank you very much for your time. As I mentioned before, thank you very much, taking time out of your afternoon to talk to me all the way across the world over here. Wish you absolute best of luck for the future. I believe you'll be the champ soon. You might have to get a few more guys out of the way to get there. They might try and be holding that up, but I still think it should be quicker. But it is what it is. I still think you'll get there soon, and man, I'm looking forward to seeing that belt around your waist. But in the meantime, just a big thank you for your time, and God bless you, champ. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to the Simply Inspired YouTube channel, and there'll be more videos coming soon.